Skai Jackson is not fooling me. Let's get right into the video. I think this is going to be about that clip of Rod talking about Skai from at Streamer U. This is going to be funny, y'all. Let's go.
What's poppin', y'all? It looks like Skai Jackson's finally getting called out on her behavior, and it's by none other than a streamer that I really mess with. Now, I can't say I watch him very often, but he just always brings a smile to my face, and that is the guy that's holding it down for Philly, Rod. So he would talk about his experience interacting with Skai Jackson at Streamer University.
Skai Jackson. Now look, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Uno with another 5 bomb. Yo, Skai, I be in your chat. I be in your chat, gang. Like when you stream, I be in your chat. I followed you on the gram. I said, yo, Skai, give me a follow back. You follow me back and like that. I understand you've been raised a certain way so long. I wouldn't say Skai Jackson is bougie. I wouldn't say she's mean. But there is a barrier up. I'm like, yo, she followed me back. I be in her streams. I'm about to say, yo, that's me. I walked up like, yo, Skai, what's up? She looked at me like, what's up? I said, damn. I got shit on my hands. Yeah. She looked like she ain't there want to dab me. I put my hand down, so I won't dab you then. But Pete, though. She looked at me like I lost my mind. Hey, Skai, I just with you. That's it. Looked at me like I was bacteria. If you was in stream, you saw it. It was.
Hey, what? Looked at you, bacteria is crazy.
It was chair. They were doing chair practice. I'm like, yo, what's up, Skai? I'm like, yo, I'm Rod. What's up? Like, She looked and said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And mind you, I know a lot of the creators was like, Skai Jackson is mean. No, Skai Jackson is just not for the bullshit.
So the first thing that I thought was, all right, hold on. Really? Like Skai Jackson has that? I had to look up the clip. So I looked up the clip from Rod's own stream.
Yeah, you got your way into the combo. Yeah! What were you doing out there? Huh? You were bullshit.
No, y'all camera was too much cameras on me.
Okay.
No shade.
Skai with the finale. Okay,
Thank
Skai.
you. No,
I see you.
Thank
She stayed
you.
silent on it. I never did this.
So this doesn't seem like it happened in the way that Rod is describing it. I think she was just trying to be polite. She kept it pushing, but I think maybe Rod thought like, yo, she's supposed to be excited to see me because we've interacted before, which is quite understandable in this space. This is also why this guy is such a great streamer too, and a trait that makes a great streamer is because he's telling the story that I just showed you guys in that clip, and he's making it so grand and so entertaining and so engaging when it really wasn't that. But that's his interpretation of it. And he does make sure not to put any labels on Skai Jackson, but says she is guarded, which is understandable because even after the incidents or just the events that happened at Streamer University, she would come out and say that she wouldn't end up going to Streamer Prom with Wardrobe, who asked her out to go with him.
Y'all keep asking me why I didn't go to prom or why I'm not going to prom with Wardrobe. I am 24 years old. Okay? They'll really be calling me an auntie if I go to prom with him. You should have, well, Wardrobe's 17. I would have loved to go, but not, if it, yeah, no. I just don't want to go to prom. But I love Wardrobe so much, literally. You get what I'm saying? I love me some Wardrobe, but
She don't look 24 at all. Like, she genuinely, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but, like, genuinely, like, she looks so young.
I will not be going to prom. Yeah, I'm not an auntie. I already know. But
It's a good problem to have, though.
Her going to Streamer Prom with Wardrobe's not into chicks anyway, so it would be like this cool dynamic because her, Black Boy Max, and Wardrobe ended up having like this little clique, and that's one thing that wasn't happening with Skai Jackson a lot. She wasn't gregarious. She wasn't out there trying to mingle with everybody. Like, let's say, who was somebody? A lot of the other girls were trying to do that. Like an Aisha Sophie, she was trying to do that, but that chick
was trying too hard.
I mean, she has suffered from every insult you could possibly get on the internet. I mean, And that's part of her job too. Like if you're doing OF, it's attention by any means necessary. But there were other chicks that are more outgoing, like Ayana, for instance. They'll talk to a whole lot of people. But with Skai Jackson, that's not the case. And a lot of people are trying to throw this on Skai Jackson's baby daddy and saying that she's bougie and this and that. And I don't think that's the case. Now, we do have to make a note that if Skai Jackson ever tries to play the whole like, oh, I'm a Disney actress, like she's not Debbie Ryan, all right? Like Debbie Ryan, she's from Alabama or whatever. She went and did her thing, acting, and then she got married to the guy from 21 Pilots, I believe. And then she just had some kids and lived like an Alabama life. I don't think she's in Alabama anymore, but you get what I'm saying. Debbie Ryan is a Disney actress star. We've never seen something bad come out of her, nothing controversial. She's not hopping on any of these podcasts talking about her love life or anything like that either. Skai Jackson, on the other hand, not only was she, and this is why we respect Skai Jackson over here.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm not gonna lie, like, I kind of have a little bit of a respect for her because, you know, obviously she done put out some bullshit, but the reality is, this is a human being, she's a woman, if she want to stream and kind of just keep to herself, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no rules to this. If you want to talk about what it takes to be a big streamer, then, you know, we can get really technical and break that down and be like, hey, well, if you want to be a bigger streamer, you're at Streamer University. She definitely could have took advantage of the opportunity more. But if we're just going to keep it more on like a personal level, I mean, who cares? If she doesn't really want to mingle with motherfuckers and she just kind of want to keep to herself and stay in her lane, that there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
She was always a big underground rap fan, and she was already getting backlash for being a massive supporter of Ski Mask and XXXTentacion. And we're talking about, keep in mind, this is Skai Jackson, who hadn't gotten with her baby daddy yet, and she was at XXX shows and showing love to this guy when he was the most hated and blackballed thing. Like Complex was writing articles about him saying he's like the worst individual in the world, all the allegations that were on him.
So she's staying true to herself regardless.
Being locked up, him being a violent individual that we've seen on camera, like this guy was clearly violent. Hopefully nobody denies that. And she wasn't giving any statements. She wasn't saying, oh no, you know, I'm sorry I was seen with this guy. No, she wasn't doing anything like that. So she's always had this attraction to like darker sides of non-Disney stuff. And then of course she gets with her baby daddy, whose name,
you know what it is, too? Excuse me. My bad, y'all. I didn't mean for y'all to hear that. But you know what it is? I think this is somewhat of like the goody two-shoe rebellion. You know, we've seen it with other Disney stars, like where they're painted in such a perfect, innocent light. It's kind of almost natural where they just want to rebel against that. And then look at someone like Skai Jackson where, like, I mean, just look at her. Like, face value. Again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but on some genuine shit. Face value. She just looks so innocent. She looks young. She looks sweet. She was a Disney girl. She was portrayed a certain way. I'd imagine growing up like that to a degree. She's like, man, I'm listening to XXX, man. I'm listening to some grunge. I'm listening to Ski Mask. I like hood niggas. I like raunchy shit. She probably just completely on some natural shit, genuinely rebelled in the completely opposite direction. That's an assumption, but y'all hear I know y'all see what I'm talking about.
Is, yes, his IG name is Yerky. Yes, he is this red-haired individual, red-haired, light-skinned that has a...
Getting the OTF tat is crazy. Is he actually a part of OTF? Why the fuck would he get an OTF tat for fun? I'm just going to assume that he's actually a part of OTF. I mean, he does have 3 charges here: aggravated robberies and additional what charge? M? Is that what I see there?
Criminal history. I believe he's locked up right now on aggravated robbery. Some guy that had like 10K followers on IG. So you know she scouted him out, or he was in her DMs or whatever. This guy's got an OTF tattoo, mind you. Yes, he's got a tattoo of OTF on his arms. It's like they don't know you. Well, as far as I know. So he's got an OTF tattoo. She has a kid with him. I don't know if she ever really complained about him, but yeah, this guy's a criminal history. He's terrorizing her. She's complaining. The point is, Skai Jackson is not like this innocent Disney Channel actress that looks very young, and she is very young. She's 24, but she's also small. So people are like, oh, you know, like this precious little thing. No, that precious little thing was in love with and had a child with Yerky demon that's got an OTF tattoo on him and was also enticed by and very into violent individuals like XXXTentacion, who she was just like cool with. So that's one thing that we cannot let slide. Skai Jackson, I don't think she's trying to portray that image that she's like this, set, but she is definitely overwhelmed by environments where there are a lot of variables she can't control. Because like we said, keep in mind, she came into the game as a child actress, but everything's controlled in that environment. You've got a script. You know exactly who's going to be on set. You know what's going to be said. Nothing's going to hit you by surprise. But while at Streamer University, a lot of stuff is hitting her by surprise. Like when she was walking to class and you've got random people yelling things at her.
She's like, oh my God.
Can we get a picture?
Hi guys.
Oh my God. Somebody said, let me. Yeah, niggas are weird, bro.
You see how weird people are, chat? But it's okay. It is okay. Wardrobe is not gonna get here on time. I promise you guys, he is not gonna get here on time. Oh, I'm hot. This is so long. Like, what the heck, guys?
There's no way.
Right? This is no way that you have to. They should give us go-karts.
If you go cards,
So those are people that
she is like not used. She's not used to this IRL shit. Hell nah.
I don't believe that were attendees of Streamer University yelling like, yo, let me crack to Skai Jackson, which is like, all right, she's definitely not used to that. That's for sure. And then she would also be hanging out with smaller streamers too. So like I'm saying, she's not the most outgoing individual there, but she's surely out of her element. And she still made contact with other people and shared a story with this smaller streamer of her experience with mirrors and people that didn't have them.
Like to feature there's people in the world who they have so much less than us, but they're so happy.
Yes, like when I went to Africa, that's why I loved it. I went to Kenya, and down there, it made me so sad but happy at the same time. So like down there, mirrors are very expensive. So a lot of people don't know what they look like. So when I went to this school, it was like this little village. It was so cute. A lot of the kids did not know what they looked like. So for the first time, they saw what they looked like at my phone, and they were like laughing, and they were so happy.
What? That's a very interesting story. That's crazy.
But honestly, I mean, of course it's unfortunate they can't like afford mirrors.
But I'd also imagine it almost puts a level of purity. You know, a lot of us are we say we have anxiety and we suffer from insecurities and whatnot, but so much of that is comparing and, looking at other people and staring at each other in the mirror and pointing out flaws that nobody else notices. So it's almost like, I dare say, a blessing. Sometimes things that we think are like everyday necessities like mirrors, it's like, bro, like, who really cares? You are you, you got to learn to love yourself. So this is a very interesting story. I know I'm pausing. I'm sorry. But like that genuinely kind of touched my heart for a second.
But then it makes me look at it differently. Like at least they're not insecure about themselves because they don't know what they look like. And then they're not probably bullying other people and being mean to other people. So it made me think about it that way. And then they take education very seriously there.
She would end up getting hate for this, but that's just bound to happen. You talk about anything, if you're well off like Skai Jackson, you talk about anybody that has less than you, and they're just gonna hate. Like,
she got hate for that?
But there's a lot more poor people in the world than there are people that are well off or good enough to where they're not tripping about something like that. And she would respond to this, which I didn't think she had to.
I just wanted to apologize for my conversation.
Don't fucking apologize for that weak ass shit. What the fuck you apologizing for? You didn't do nothing wrong.
And when I was talking about my trip to Kenya, I did not mean any disrespect by it. I went back in 2018 and I did go to a very tiny village. I wish I knew the name. I have pictures, I think, in my other phone. I took it on my old Snapchat account with all of the students and the teachers there. But like I said, the children did tell me that and the teachers did tell me that. But I met and the teachers were talking to us. It was me and a bunch of people. It wasn't just me on that trip. So they were talking to me about that and just like all the other students. But I didn't mean everyone in Africa. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I really, really enjoyed my time in Kenya, like genuinely. Yes, Jenna Ortega.
Anybody, like, bro, people are fucking miserable. Everyone's finding a reason to get mad about anything. Like, what did she say wrong?
Was on that trip as well, but like there's that one. They were so sweet. And then I think you see Jenna in this one. Wait, I'm right there. That was the second school that we went to. So this was like another school that we went to. It was an all-girls school. There's Jenna right there. But yeah, so I don't have any pictures from what I was talking about. But again, I did want to just apologize because I did not mean any harm by it. I truly didn't. I truly loved my experience. And I was not being funny. I saw some people in the comments saying, oh, she's trying to be funny about that. I genuinely was not, because that is what the teachers there at the village that we went.
Yo, that people are miserable. Actual lame.
Weirdo.
There is no reason why she shouldn't feel like she needs to be apologizing for this.
Too, and the smaller children did tell us, but I just wanted to apologize. I hope you guys forgive me. I would never be disrespectful or just say anything that's crazy, because I'm not that type of person.
So here are these goofy fools coming at Skai Jackson for sharing an experience and a story that she had. And now she has to apologize for it. This really infuriates me. But it just goes to show, like, Skai Jackson is, I wouldn't say out of her element, but she's getting out of her comfort zone. And I do think she's entertaining. She's an entertaining streamer. She's quite level-headed, even-keeled. She's entertaining when she works off of other people. I don't think alone she does well. Like, she needs somebody. She's for sure a little bit reserved, and that's something that Rod made clear. But she needs somebody else that's more outgoing, like a Blackboy Max or a Wardrobe, that pairs up with her well, that gets her comfortable too, and then they can play off of each other. That's always a dynamic that works great, because the problem is when you have too many people, or just two or more people that are very outgoing, they all want to be the center of attention. So they just start competing with each other instead of playing off of each other and helping each other. And that's why you usually see conflicts between people like that. But let me know what y'all think.
Interesting video, man. Shout out to Skai Jackson, man. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she kind of grew on me a little bit from the last time I remember reacting to something that had to do with her, which was just a crazy situation. I guess that was just whatever was going down with her BDs. But I think she's cool, man. And I hope her streamer career does well, whether she wants to make it a big extravagant thing or just keep it chill and kind of do her own thing. So there ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Again, when you get into the nitty gritty of who got accepted in the stream or who should we could break that down for days, several different opinions on that. But when it really just comes down to like what people want to do in their lives, just do whatever the fuck you want. It's your world, man. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? I'll see you on the next one.